Our youth now love luxury. They have bad manners.
Contempt for authority.
They show their disrespect for their elders.
What kind of awful creatures
Will they be when they grow up?
Now that was written by Socrates in approximately
500 BC? The reality is,
Our young people haven't changed over the years. We know that young people need an opportunity to redeem themselves like everybody else. So these programs are designed to give them that opportunity.
There are more than 200,000 young people aged between 10 and 17 years in WA. 94% will never have any formal contact with the police, but 6% will.
Research has demonstrated that the most effective way of dealing with young offenders, particularly early and minor offenders, is to deal with them outside of the formal justice system.
Whilst the number of young people held in custody is relatively low, WA's detention rate for young people is significantly higher than the national average. In addition, 1/5 of young people held in custody on remand are from regional WA, and of those, 84% are Aboriginal. The Department of Corrective Services has developed the Regional Youth Justice Services in consultation with the local communities. These new youth services will divert young people away from the criminal justice system and provide support to families, addressing the causes of youth offending at a local level. It's a community solution for a community problem.
A very important principle in the Young Offenders Act is about encouraging families and supporting families.
with these new services, they're going to look at the families, they're going to look at the behaviour and come up with solutions rather than just putting a band-aid on it.
Courts have proven not to be the best way of dealing with every sort of offence.
I think we will have a win. It will be a win-win for the community, and probably a bigger win for the taxpayers because if we have repeat offending all the time, we're not changing behaviour.
It's a big circle. You start the ball rolling in one incident, then you're counselling families. I suppose I heard the saying, you don't have dysfunctional children, you have dysfunctional families.
The Regional Youth Justice Services include an extended hours family support service, an extended hours youth bail service, short stay local bail accommodation, an expanded juvenile justice team, the intensive supervision program. The Family Support Service is an extended hours outreach service for young people who've been issued with a caution by the police. The service provides practical support to parents of these young people so they can tackle problems before they become serious. This new service will help to divert young people who commit minor offences away from the formal justice system.
We are issued with copies of all written cautions issued by the police in the metropolitan area. Once we receive a written caution, we would then make contact with the family and offer our services. But before we did that, we would check to make sure that the young person didn't have a juvenile justice officer and wasn't already involved with corrective services. If the young person wasn't on any order, we would then send a letter out to the family offering our services. We would also explain that we're a voluntary service and a confidential service.
Dear Mrs. Andrews, your son Nick has been issued with a written caution by the police for shoplifting.
If the family make contact with our service, the next thing that I would do is check to make sure that they weren't already engaged with the Department of Child Protection. If not, then we would make an appointment at a time that was convenient with them. Good afternoon, Family Support Services. This is Erica.
Yes, hi Erica. My name's Penelope Andrews. I've just received a letter from Family Support Services. It's regarding my son. He was caught stealing. I was just wondering if it was possible to talk to someone.
Has he ever been in any sort of trouble? Hi Nick, thanks Penny. I've come out here today from Family Support Services because you've received a written caution from the police. Basically, this is like a second chance for you, okay?
It was scary to realise how easily I could get charged with such a serious offence, just doing what my friends were doing. But the lady from Family Support Service suggested I do some other things like joining a BMX club or something, which I thought was pretty cool. So did Mum.
Youth Bail Service. Youth Bail Service officers will provide after-hours, 7-day-a-week support to police at local lockups, locating suitable adults to bail young people who are eligible to be released into the community. As a last resort, when a suitable adult cannot be contacted, the young person can be placed in short-stay local bail accommodation.
Damn, what have I done?
Can't believe I got caught.
Can't believe I did this.
So stupid.
How's Mum gonna take it?
Mum's never gonna forgive.
Mum's gonna be so disappointed. How long is she gonna be?
Chelsea, your parents are here to sign your bail papers so you can go home. Follow me. you going, guys? Doing alright? I'm just coming to let you know, I haven't been able to find a parent, alright, for either one of you. But what I have done is I've called for a juvenile justice officer. They're coming down from Family Support Service, alright, and they're going to come and help me. We're going to try and find a responsible adult for you so they can sign your bail papers and you can go home, alright? Just come through. We've got 2 boys, 2 males in the lock-up which I just...
Yeah, and you haven't been able to...
We cannot find a responsible adult for either one, okay? So.
When a young person is in custody and we can't find a responsible adult or the police can't, then there's 2 options. They can come into Ranger Remand Centre and be held in there until such times as they go to court, or we can find someone, or we can look at bailing them, which is the Department of Corrective Services, and one of their officers actually go to the police station, assess the young person, talk to them, see what options there are, see if there's any other family members or community members, or if there's any short-term accommodation options available, and then we can actually sign the bail papers, basically saying that the young person will be brought to court at the given time. Kyle, Adam, I'm Peter, I'm a juvenile justice officer. The police have tried to contact your family and haven't been able to, so they've asked me to come down and try and sort something out. Now, can either of you think of anyone that we could contact that would be able to come and take you?
Yeah, my aunt.
Yeah, can you write down her name and where we can get hold of her? Now, Kyle, can you think of anyone?
No.
No? Well, listen, we'll try and sort something out there and I'll come back and see you in a minute, okay? Hey, travelling fellas. Adam, your aunt is actually here, so you can come with me now and we can bail you out. Kyle, we actually haven't been able to find Mum, but I have found you somewhere safe to stay tonight. So if you want to come as well, do you want to do that? Okay, come on, let's go. Hello. Hey Ron, how you going?
Good. Come on through.
Hey, Kyle. This is the young bloke I was talking about, young Kyle. We've tried to get hold of Mum. And
when no responsible adult can be found to sign a juvenile's bail papers, we bring them here. The alternative for them would be to go to Rangeview Remand Centre, which is way up in Perth, away from family and friends and loved ones. Instead, we bring them here to this supervised bail centre and give them an opportunity to live like family and get involved and do the things that families normally do and be responsible, do the dishes, make up beds and all that kind of thing, and perhaps learn some skills along the way while they're waiting.
Hello. This is Kyle's mum, Linda.
Hi, Kyle. Glad you're safe. We had a bit of a fight, and I've been away for a couple of days. I told him to go and stay with a mate. I feel really bad that I wasn't here to bail him out, and I'm so glad that he's not in Perth on his own. Bye. See ya.
Intensive Supervision Program. This is a voluntary program for serious and/or persistent young offenders for whom the routine programs are not sufficient. An intensive supervision program team consists of clinicians, an Aboriginal team advisor, who are all trained in multi-systemic therapy. The team works intensively with offenders and their families in their home and community for up to 6 months to address the drivers of the young person's offending behaviour.
Sometimes I'll stay out with my mates just so I didn't have to go home and get another yelling from my mum.
So where were you last night?
At my mates.
Oh, mates again. I'm sick of this shit being over at your mates. You were supposed to babysit for me last night.
Why can't you look after your own kids? You can't even look after yourself.
You were supposed to be a good role model.
Get out of my face.
Don't you push me like that. Your teacher's ringing up for the last few weeks. Carl, you need to start snapping out of it.
Families are sometimes overwhelmed with all the problems and situations around them. All is what they need is someone to come in from the outside, sorting out different bits and pieces. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, getting everything together. The ISP program is designed to work with the families, and what it does is it actually works intensely with the families. So you're looking at a service that's 24/7. The families and the parents are empowered to deal with some of the behaviours the young person displays.
We'll look at all the good things that are good about your family, that you like, and we'll look at some of the things that you want to improve. The role of the Aboriginal team advisor is it basically introduces the program first, so we get a good feel for the family issues. We break down some of the barriers and some of the concerns that mum or dad may have about who's coming into my house now. We vouch for the people that come into the house, so we vouch for the clinicians. We talk about some of the other families that we've worked with, and we talk about some of the successes we've had there. The ATA really does give a full picture about what the program will do and what mum and dad and what the whole family's involvement will be. Hi Linda, how you going? Good to see you again.
Good.
This is Karen, the clinician that's going to be working with you.
ISP will work with the whole family, not just the young person, because the family are the ones who are dealing with the problems at a day-to-day level.
I just can't seem to handle it anymore, so...
So what sort of troubles have you been having at school, Carl? The parents are the people in the young person who have most influence, and ultimately they will be the ones who are around for the young person for the long term.
So there was a lot of anger, and most of it was directed towards me. So it got to the stage where I couldn't talk to anybody about it because they were pretty much blaming me. And there was a lot of fighting between his siblings, and just a total disrespect. He had no respect for anybody. And I was getting to the stage I didn't know who to turn to.
I never realised how much of a role model I was to my little brother. Well, we all get on heaps better now, and Mum has been better too. She doesn't yell at me so much. We all get along better.
We're united in this, so we're going to stick together.
Expanded juvenile justice teams. Juvenile justice teams are an important way of diverting young people who commit minor offences away from the courts and a future career in crime. Teams have been available in regional WA for a number of years and will now be expanded under the Regional Youth Justice Services so more young people can be referred by the police or the courts. Team meetings involve the young person, their parents or carers, the police and, where possible, the victim. Team meetings can be very confronting for the young person, who must face the consequences of their offending behaviour. An action plan is agreed on by all parties, and if successfully completed, no record is recorded against the young person.
I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen, because I thought I was going to get a lot of community hours and stuff like that.
Juvenile justice teams are more difficult for the young person because they have to face the very person that they've hurt the most.
Hi, I'm Karen, the coordinator of the team. And Maureen, this must be Mum. Thanks a lot for coming today to support Chelsea. Chelsea, you know the reasons why you're here, and I'm really glad that you've taken the opportunity to sort things out. Before we actually go down to the meeting room, I just wanted to let you know that the victim has taken the opportunity of coming along today, and it's really important for you two to take the opportunity to talk about what happened. Before we go down, have you got any questions that you'd like to talk about?
How long is this going to take?
Doesn't matter how long it's going to take. We're here till it gets sorted, all right?
If you haven't got any more questions, I think we might make a start. So are we ready? We need juvenile justice teams because it provides everyone involved in the commission of an offence, including the victim, the young person, their family and the community, an opportunity for that young person to put things right. Take a seat next to your daughter. I'll just start off with the introductions. Peter, this is Chelsea. This is Ryan and Peter's our police officer, and Ryan's come to talk to you today about what happened. Thank you very much all for coming today. We'll just set a few ground rules before I start. Everything we talk about here today is confidential. In actual fact, under the legislation, without Chelsea's permission, we're not allowed to talk about anything beyond these doors. Our expectation of you is that you're going to answer those questions that are going to be put to you in an open and honest manner. So that's those things out the way, and what I'm going to do now is hand it over to Pete, and he's going to talk to you about the statement of facts.
Okay, Chelsea. Now what I'll do is I'll read out the information that was read out to you in court, okay? And at the end of that I must get you to agree to those circumstances, because if you don't agree to the circumstances, then we can't deal with it, okay? So just listen carefully. The information we have, it says that at about 2:15 a.m. in the Sunday morning on the 4th of March, you were in company with a number of others, and you attended the bowling club with the intention of breaking in and stealing alcohol. The whole idea of dealing with young people outside the court system is to divert them from justice system so that they don't commit offences, they don't become a problem to society in later life. Once inside, you forced the shutters of the bar area and opened the doors to the bar fridge. and stole 2 bottles of alcohol.
You're not just hurting a person here, you're hurting a lot of people because there's 200-300 members and you've actually desecrated their little haven, if you like, and then somebody comes along and takes it away from them. They're not very happy.
Well, as you know, I'm the bar manager. I work there part-time and receiving a phone call at 2:30 in the morning saying that people are broken in, and then arriving at the place with all the glass on the floor, having to wait there and explain to the people who own the building that your premises has been broken into and the disheart that they felt because of it. It's one of the hardest things.
They didn't achieve anything. They just made a load of damage that, well, obviously we pick up and fix.
I wasn't thinking when I done it. I was drunk and I shouldn't have done it, and I'm glad that, in a way, that it all happened because I got a lot of help out of it.
I'm so sorry. I didn't really think about what I was doing.
Receiving their apology was really heart-rending. To realise that one of the persons was obviously making amends, and that the system that you've got really is working.
We actually asked the young person during the course of the meeting how they feel that they could put things right and make amends to the victim. We also asked the victim what they feel that this young person could do to put things right. Everybody signs off on what's called an action plan, and that young person has a specific time frame to complete those obligations. In the event that a young person isn't able to provide a reason for not completing that action plan within the specified time frame, we have no option but to actually send that matter back to the police.
What we want to do is to deal with the problem and come up with a solution, then rather than just deal with some of the side effects that these youths are actually causing, not only to themselves, not only to their family, but also the community.
They're here and they're a part of our community, and we need to stand up and say, yes, we're doing something, and give them the opportunity.
So the idea is that if you want to work successfully with these young people, you need to work with all of those systems at the same time.
We've actually picked the best possible programs that have happened in Perth. We've looked at what works, we got rid of what didn't work, and we've put it into a package that I believe that regional Western Australia are in an ideal position to take it up to a next level.